Alrighty, good morning, my friends. It is Friday, November 1st, first day of the month here. Hopefully, this one doesn't fly by like October did. So let's go ahead and go back and take a look at what happened yesterday. It was a pretty, in my opinion, a pretty easy market to trade because, well, let's get over to the open here and we'll take a look. So, market opened right here. I didn't have it marked. But in the pre-market, as you could see, bulls could not get through the VWAP there. A lot of trouble. And then we started the pullback. So what I told everybody is that if the bulls could not hold above 57.97.75, which is right here, this is our major structure level in the market, then more than likely, or we do have a lot of clues that we're going to probably come back and test the lows of October. So if we jump up to the higher time frames just for a second here and look at what we were looking at in the pre-market, we were trading somewhere right around here. We had the major low that we were testing coming into the open. And I said if we can get down through that major structure level at 97, there's some good clues we may come retest the October lows. No guarantees. The bulls could have defended one of our roadmap levels and went ahead and popped it higher, but good clue if we got down there, we would retest the October lows. Well, here's where we are as we come into the open today, testing the October lows. So let's take a look. The market went ahead and broke through 57.97.75 there shortly after the open. There was actually a great opportunity to get short just a couple of minutes after the market opened, right off of our roadmap level, or basically the 200 moving average, right? So I got in on a short as we were testing up into the 200 for the second time there. And so I took like 2 ticks of risk when I got in, and I got a beautiful trade and was done for the day really early. Now, yes, I could have added to my position. I could have tried a couple more entries and gotten built up a little bit more on the short side, but I had a bunch of contracts. I took them off, got nice a 15-point push, 10-point push, 5-point push, and I was done. So great opportunity there, and this is what I was seeing at the time. We were testing into the 200. We had this double top bearish divergence. I hopped in, and sure enough, just captured pretty much the high of the day. So on the way down here, I told you that as we pull back through 57.97, there is always a possibility that they could come right to the next roadmap level and find support. And so what do you know? And it's very interesting that it came to the tick, right to it, gave it a kiss right there. And then we got a push. What do you know? Another textbook tag of the 200 moving average after the crossover here, coming on down. So great opportunity to short up around this roadmap level or the 200 shortly after the open. Great opportunity to try a counter trade right off of the next roadmap level. You would have taken on no risk or maybe a tick of risk. And you could also try shorting the back end of the 200, taking on maybe a point of risk. And again, you would have captured very close to the high of the day and would have captured the whole sell-off all the way back to the lows of October. So within a day or two, we almost retraced the entire bullish run that we got around October 1st, October 1st or 2nd. So on the way down here, let's just take a look. They did come right back through that first roadmap level at 81.75 and try to hold for a couple. And then the bears jumped back in, brought us down. What do you know? We come down to the next roadmap level, and they bounce to the tick once again right there. And we get the next little parry, but of course not enough strength to bring us back to the 200, and basically just held right around the fast moving average and kept going, right? And that's why I tell you, in an aggressive market, if they even have the follow through to get back up a little bit, they're not going to get much past that fast moving average. So you can see in this sell-off in here, they couldn't even get back to the fast moving average. And then we got the hold off the back end of it here. And then after this little shy little pop, then held coming down. all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Again, I talked about the hold to the tick off our 2 roadmap levels if you wanted to try a counter trend trade. And then they came down and basically, for all intents and purposes, held that next roadmap level, only to come up and fail with a bearish divergence right off the 200, where you got yourself another nice 5, 6, 7, 8 point trade right back to where I would have told you to take your profit, right? Which is right at the roadmap level, in case this very scenario happens that they come all the way back to your entry, right? So great opportunity to buy around here, short around the 200. And then what do you know? They parry, they come back up and parry one tick in front of the roadmap level at 67 there. And then I guess we had a little bit of sideways action here for a little bit. And basically, if you faded the back end of 67 here, you could have faded it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. And then that 7th time, I guess they went through by just 2 points and then went ahead and continued lower there. So great opportunities to continue to fade from there. You can see as they broke down on that second time, they then held the back end of that roadmap level at 55 for some fades opportunities. And then at the end of the day, a little bit messy there, but we had, if you didn't make your money in the morning, in the middle of the day, then I don't know what you were doing here. After the market sold off for I don't know how many points, right? We sold off, I think probably, I don't know, let me just look at the chart here. You know, from the open, you know, we almost sold off 100 points, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're trying to come in here and trade inside of the chop, could have gotten messed up, but lots of opportunities all morning. Again, just zooming out and looking at what happened here, you know, with these beautiful holds to the tick from so many of these areas. If you didn't make your money by the end of the day, I don't know what to tell you. End of the day, obviously, you can see they tried to push a little bit lower, right? And they held to the tick below that roadmap level at 55, but got pretty messy there in that extended trading hour. So that's how yesterday went. If you ask me, couldn't have gone any better in terms of how the market reacted to our levels and our bias, which was to be short down to the October lows once we could get through 97, right? So that brings us here into the overnight session where the bulls have defended the low of yesterday, which is now almost back to the low of October. And the bulls have jumped in here off the overnight low. Off the previous daily low there to try and come back up, right? So looking at some of the detail here last night in the Globex session, remember, Holy Orange power level does not print until later on in the morning here. So before that, market opened and meandered around, but did hold the back end of our roadmap level at 46 for 2 discrete holds. And then they came down in the first test and held the previous daily close, the next roadmap level. Came up, held the roadmap level here, and came right to the next roadmap level to bounce out, right? So from there, again, not perfect. We didn't get a nice hold right off VWAP to come up higher, but for all intents and purposes, held the VWAP to continue on this small bullish run we're currently in. And as you can see, nice hold off of the fast moving average the whole way up. And then here is the news drop in the pre-market, which is, I believe, should be non-farm payroll here, and not a whole bunch, right? Not a whole bunch of movement, just a big jump in volatility for a second there. And on the pullback, what do you know? They held not only the 200, but if you wanted to buy the roadmap level there, held the roadmap level within a couple ticks and came up. And now here we are coming to the open. And what do you know? Whole bunch of trouble right at the next roadmap level, which has led to a pullback where the market's now bouncing off of the 200 moving average, right? It's just kind of the same old song and dance every single day here, where the market is just back and forth parrying off of our levels, right? So let's go ahead and jump up to the higher time frames and see what they have to say for this morning.